Welcome back, sir. So let us start with the next class, sir. So in the first class, we have seen the introduction to law, sir. So in the first class, class one, we have discussed the classification of the syllabus and approach towards the audit. Next, class two, we have seen the meaning of the auditing. Then in class three, we have discussed the definition of the auditing. And in the class 4, we have seen the why is auditing. Why is auditing? है ना बेटा? So we have discussed what is auditing. We have seen the approach towards the audit. Approach towards audit. So let us try to revise what we have seen in the last class, last 4 classes. In the first class, we have seen that auditing is not a theory paper, it's a practical paper. You have to understand the auditing practically. And we have seen the classification also better. We are having 7 chapters, 15 chapters, and standards are there. Standards are very, very important. And in the next class, we have seen the meaning of the audit. So, what is the meaning of audit, sir? Auditing means examination of something to express the opinion on the same thing. That may be anything. That may be mobile, bike, person, that may be books of accounts also. So that can be anything. So auditing means examination of something to express the opinion on the same thing. In the third class, we have discussed the definition of the auditing as per SCA 200. So what is the meaning of auditing, sir? As per SCA 200, it is an independent examination of financial information of an entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of size or legal form, comma. Such an examination is conducted with a view to expressing the opinion thereon. So auditing is conducted to express the opinion. Which opinions are true and fair view of opinion? Then in the last class we have discussed why is auditing. The main purpose of auditing, two reasons are there, but second reason, shareholders are the owners. It is managed by board of directors. Shareholders want to know what is happening with their money. So that is why we are sending an expert. That expert is known as an audit. And one more thing we have seen. One more reason, first reason, an enterprise cannot carry on its business activities without proper recording of its transactions. Because it is undertaken by the several persons at several points of time. So where they will record the transactions, books, registers, records. From the above books, registers, records, we will prepare the general purpose financial statements. GPFS, that is P&L, balance sheet, CFS, and notes to accounts, that is changes, that is the performance of the company, position of the company, and the moment of the cash flows. So why it is called as GPFS? It is used by the different people for the different purposes. It is used by management, shareholders, suppliers, lenders, employees, government. So these many people will use these statements for the different decision makings. All the above decisions are possible if the statements are reliable. Reliability means they are prepared and presented truly and correctly. They reflect the true and fair view of state of affairs of the company. So that's why we are doing the auditing. So why is auditing, sir? To examine, to check whether books of accounts are giving the true and fair view of state of affairs of the company. True and fair view of state of affairs of the company. That's why we are conducting the audit. Let us try to understand what is this buzzword. So this is very important, sir, in the audit. Buzzword, true and fair. So let us try to understand what is the meaning of true and fair. I said you to maintain that notes, sir. Which notes? That pocket book. Because since so many 2-3 words here already. What is the meaning of examination? What is the meaning of independency? Independency. What is the meaning of investigation? All the buzzwords beta. Investigation. And we have seen the meaning of the financial statements. We have seen these five words we have seen in the last classes. So next buzzword in the auditing is true and fair view. True and fair view. So this word is very important, sir. Let us understand what is the meaning of true and fair view in today's class. है ना बेटा? This is very important. So auditor is appointed to express true and fair view of the opinion. The main purpose ultimately why auditor is appointed is to express true and fair view opinion. Let me understand what is the meaning of. Let me explain you what is the meaning of true and fair view, sir. True and fair view. उसका मतलब क्या होता है? But this word is defined in third chapter of IC material. And beta, if you compare it with IC material, beta, it will be not in the first chapter. But if I explain at the beginning, no, it is more comfortable because without knowing the meaning of true and fair view, even your lane in the auditing, it is waste. है ना? So, what is the meaning of true and fair view? The main objective of the auditor, the main purpose of the auditor is to express true and fair view only, beta. Company is giving lakhs of rupees as a remuneration to auditor to express a true and fair view. But in Companies Act, if any word is used, that word is defined in section 2. Generally, or 3 or 4. Maximum, generally, section 2 only, beta. In the auditing also, beta, if any word is used in auditing, that must be defined in standards. Yes, yeah. But the word true and fair view was used so many times in the auditing, but unfortunately the word true and fair view is never defined in any section, in any standard also, unfortunately. But the word true and fair view is the one of the fundamental concept of the auditing. It is fundamental concept of audit. Why it is a fundamental concept? Because you are appointed to express the opinion only, true and fair view opinion only. The main purpose నిన్ను అపాయింట్ చేసిందే ట్రూ అండ్ ఫేర్ వ్యూ ఒపీనియన్ ఇవ్వడం కోసం సార్. వై యూర్ అపాయింటెడ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ ట్రూ అండ్ ఫేర్ వ్యూ ఒపీనియన్. దెన్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ట్రూ అండ్ ఫేర్ వ్యూ? It is never defined. It is a fundamental concept. But the word true and fair view is not defined anywhere. It is not defined in any sections of the Companies Act. It is not defined in any standard also, unfortunately. Then what is the meaning of true and fair view? But sir, the word true and fair view is used in Companies Act also, beta. But we do in the auditing of the companies only, na beta. The word true and fair view is used in section 128, section 129, section 143 of the Companies Act. In 3 sections this word is used, sir. Already 128, 129 we have discussed in the last, sir. Books of accounts, है ना बेटा? 128 and 129 we have discussed in the company law, that is the accounts of the companies, है ना? If you remember, as per section 128, books of accounts are said to be true and fair view. Books of accounts are said to be true and fair view, true and fair, if the books of accounts can able to explain the transactions affected at a head office, that is registered office, and also branches. Registered office and also branches. Otherwise, books of accounts are not said to be true and fair. ये क्या होता है इससे? What is 128? For example, so there is a company called Reliance Industries Limited, RIL, registered office in the Mumbai. Head office, registered office in the Mumbai. They are having a branch in the Hyderabad also. They are having a branch in the Hyderabad also. है ना? Sir, how they have to maintain the books of accounts? They have to able to books of accounts. If I examine the books of accounts, I should be able to understand what is happening in the register office, what is happening in the branch. If the books of accounts maintained at the register office unable to explain the transactions happening at the branch office, the books of accounts are not said to be true and fair view because where transaction is happening, branch, but whose transactions are these? Head office transactions only, na beta, है ना बेटा. So every quarterly, every monthly, or every week, every half, every half yearly, they have to merge both branch office books and head office books, है ना बेटा. If they're unable to merge the branch office books with this head office books, no beta, the books of accounts are not true and fair view because they're showing the transactions of the head office only, register office only, about the branch. Whose branch is this? Your branch only, na? It's not a subsidiary company, sir. The same company branch only. Here sales is happening. It must be the sales of the company only, na beta. So we have to merge the sales of the register office and also with the branches also, है ना. Otherwise, books of accounts are not said to be true. What's the meaning of true, beta? True means in Telugu it is called as nijam, sir. Nijam. In Hindi, I don't know. What is the meaning of fair, sir? Transparently. Fair means transparently. वो कैसा है वैसा है दिख रहा. There is no hiding of negative information. There is no boosting, है ना बेटा. There is no hiding also बेटा. That is meaning of fair. कैसा है वो वैसा है बता रहा. That is meaning of true and fair view, है ना. That is meaning of fair, transparently. Clear ना? He is boosting about you. That is not transparent. That is not fair. Or he is degrading you. That is not also fair. He has to explain. For example, somebody is explaining about me, है ना बेटा. He is boosting about me. That is not fair. Or he is degrading me. That is also not fair. तो मैं कैसा है वैसे ही बताना. That is the meaning of fair. True means nijam. True means truly without, that is what we call, without hiding any information. That is meaning of true. Nijam అంటారు సార్ తెలుగులో. So I don't know what we call it in Hindi. So sir, true and fair view is the fundamental concept of the auditing, but true and fair view is never defined anywhere in the auditing, sir. है ना बेटा. But the word true and fair view is used in 128, 129 and 143 also. As per 128, the books of accounts are said to be true and fair view if they can able to explain the transactions effected at register office and branch office. Otherwise, the books of accounts are not said to be true and fair because it is not fair, it is not transparent. Something is happening, but you're not showing, है ना. And as per section 129, as per section 129, books of accounts are not said to be true if the books of accounts and financial statements are not complied with schedule 3. What is schedule 3, sir? Pro forma of the P&L and balance sheet, है ना बेटा. If pro forma format of the P&L and balance sheet is as per schedule 3, no, the books of accounts and statements are true and fair. If the finance statements are not prepared as per schedule 3, the finance statements are not said to be true and fair, है ना बेटा. As per section 129. Clear na, sir? And as per section 129, books of accounts are said to be true and fair if the accounting treatment in the books of accounts is as per accounting standards, as per the accounting standards, है ना बेटा, which took its birth under section, है ना. Sir, under which section accounting standards will take its birth, sir? We have discussed in the accounts of the company under section 133. Under this section, accounting standards will take its birth, beta, है ना बेटा. So, sir, what is true and fair view, sir? Why auditor is appointed to express true and fair view opinion, है ना बेटा. What is the meaning of true and fair view? It is never defined anywhere in any standard, in any section number. It is not defined, sir. It is not defined in Companies Act. It is not defined in any standard. It is never defined anywhere. However, the true and fair view was used in so many sections. 128, 129, 143. What 128 is saying, sir? As per 128, books of accounts are said to be true if the books of accounts can able to explain the transactions of the register office and branch office also. Otherwise, not true and fair, है ना बेटा. So branch sales is your sales only, branch expenditure is your expenditure only. You're hiding that. It's not fair, no. That is not transparent, no. As per section 129, if financial statements are as per schedule 3, true and fair. Otherwise, not true and fair. if the accounting treatment is as per accounting standards, it is fair. Otherwise it is not true. Otherwise it is not fair. And as per section 143, such a beautiful section, romantic section 143. So for general public, 143 means I love you. General public. For auditor, 143 for the general public, doctors, actors, engineers, I love you. 143. But being auditor, so section 143 means rights and duties of the auditor. Rights and duties of auditor. Rights and duties of auditor. One of the duty of the auditor is, it is the duty of the auditor to express, as per section 143. It is a duty of the auditor. It is the duty of the auditor to express true and fair opinion on the financial statements which are examined by him, because that's why he's appointed. His duty is to express the opinion, which are opinion of true and fair view opinion. That's why he's appointed. That's why we're giving lakhs of rupees. Then what is true and fair view? What is true and fair view? It is never defined anywhere. Once again, what is true and fair view? Sir, I will tell you what is true and fair, sir. Sir, true and fair is one of the fundamental concept of the auditing, because the total auditing is depending upon the this concept only, fundamental concept of the auditing, but it is not defined anywhere. True and fair was used in so many sections of the companies like 128, 129, and 143. As per 128, books of accounts are said to be true if it can able to explain transactions effected at a register office and also branches. Because branches head office is part of the head office only. And as per 129, finance statements are as per schedule 3 pro forma format. It is true and fair. Otherwise not true and fair. And accounting treatment should be as per the accounting standards. Then true and fair. Fair means transparent. Otherwise it is true. Otherwise it is not true. It is not fair. As per 123, it is a duty of the auditor to express true and fair view opinion. But what is true and fair view? Not defined. Generally, true and fair means assets of the company should not be overvalued, should not be undervalued, should not be omitted. Then it is said to be fair. It is said to be true. Fair means kaisa hai vaisa hi batana. Elaga undo alage chupinchale. Hena beta. So show how it is supposed to be. Okay, kaisa hai vaisa hi batana. Ela chupinchalo alage chupinchale. Show as it is supposed to be. If you're not showing as it is supposed to be, that is not fair. That is a transparent. Hena beta. Some people will wear the transparent dress. Everything will be visible. Hena beta. Especially in the summer, the people wear the transparent dresses, transparent banane. So they will feel more comfortable in the summer. For example, sir, I will explain, sir, what is the meaning of the statement. Sir, write all the examples immediately. Otherwise, you will forget. It's waste. This is the balance sheet of Super Duper Company Limited. Super Duper Company Limited SD. Super Duper. For example, sir, plant and machinery as per plant and machinery ledger. Plant and machinery ledger will be there, beta. As per this plant and machinery ledger, beta. The value of the plant and machinery is 10 lakhs. How much, beta? 10 lakhs. So, if they write in the 10 lakhs only in the financial statements, in the balance sheet, they write 10 lakhs only, it is true and fair. It's fair, transparent. So, what is the amount, beta? 10 lakh only. How much they are showing? 10 lakhs only. It is true. Nizam. It's fair also, beta. But they're showing it as 12 lakhs to increase the assets. Overvalued. It is not true. It is not fair also. They're showing it as 8 lakh in order to show the lesser assets. Why? That's up to them. General crazy hunter, sir. No. So the value is 10 lakhs, but they're showing it as 8 lakhs. It is not true. It is not fair. Is it fair, beta? It's not fair. But they're hiding. It's not fair. Beta? It's fraud. It's not fair. Beta? Or they're altogether not showing the plant and machinery account in the balance sheet, beta. Pura, nikal diya. Beta? Uta diya, I think, in Hindi. మొత్తానికి ఎత్తేసిరు సార్ బేటా దే నాట్ at all showing the plant and machinery account in the balance sheet. That is not fair. That is not true. Asset is there, but not showing the asset in the balance sheet. Is it fair, sir? It is not fair. Omitted. Books of accounts, financials are said to be true and fair if assets are not overvalued, assets are not undervalued, assets are not omitted. समझ में आया बेटा? Write the example also. है ना? Next. True and fair का मतलब क्या होता है सर? है ना? Liabilities of the company. Liabilities of the company. Liabilities of the company should not be overvalued. That may be liability also should not be overvalued, should not be undervalued. But this concept was asked in the exam, sir, 2-3 times. Should not be undervalued, should not be omitted, should not be omitted. For example, sir, this is the balance sheet of Super Duper Company Limited. For example, beta, they have liabilities are the beta, so they have to give 20 lakhs to Srinath Gupta and the supplier SG. So how much company has to give me beta? 20 lakhs as per the this creators ledger, SG ledger, है beta, SG ledger, है beta, debito, कितना credito, है beta. I forgot the account, sir. So many years are over, nearly 15 years, है ना? How much they are supposed to give me, sir, as per the ledger? 20 lakhs. But in order to hide the liabilities, they're showing if they are showing it as 20 lakhs only, the amount is 20 lakhs, they are showing 20 lakhs only, it is true and it is fair, happy, fine. The amount is 20 lakhs, they are showing it as 25 lakhs. Is it true, beta? It is not true. It is not true. It is not fair, है ना बेटा? वो दो का होता है ना बेटा? So they are showing it as 15 lakhs otherwise. Is it true, beta? It is not true. It is not fair. No, it's not fair. No, fair means वो कैसा है वैसा ही बताना. They're not showing like that or not. They're not showing like that. No, they're altering the amount. That is not true. That is not fair. Otherwise, they're altogether omitting this transaction from the financials. They're not at all showing the statement in the financials. That is not true. Liability is there. They're not showing the liability. It is not true. Financials are not true. Financials are not fair. Financials means P&L balance sheet, beta. Yeah. Financial information is available in the P&L balance sheet and CFS. Yes or no, sir? So true and fair is fundamental concept. So have written with this example, beta. Should not be overvalued, should not be undervalued, and should not be omitted. Clear na, sir? Next, point number 9. Point number 9. They have to follow the accounting policies consistently from period to period. We have discussed this in the accounts AS1. है ना बेटा? Accounting policies we have to follow consistently. Yes sir, no sir? For example, beta, depreciation. This is as per AS1, sir. But sir, as per AS1, if there is no consistency of accounting policy, what we have to do, beta? We have to disclose why we are unable to follow consistently accounting policy. For example, Depreciation methods will be there, beta. Depreciation methods. SLM, WDV. So as per AS1, every year you have to follow. If you're choosing the WDV, written down value beta. 2010 WDV, 2011 also WDV only, 2012 also WDV only. You have to follow same accounting policy. Can you do like this beta? It is allowed as per AS1. Can you do like this? 2010 WDV, 2011 SLM, 2012 weighted average. Can you change like this beta? Depreciation methods? No, sir. You have to follow the accounting policies consistently from period to period. In case of change, you have to explain why you are changing. है ना बेटा? If the accounting policies are not following consistently as per AS1, your statements are not true and not fair. Why? Because standard is saying that follow consistently. People will assume that you're following consistently only, but you're not following consistently. That is not fair because you're violating AS1. है ना बेटा? And true and fair means all the extraordinary transactions should be disclosed separately. What is extraordinary transactions, sir? All these things are form part of the accounting standards, sir. है ना? Extraordinary items should be disclosed. Unusual, exceptional, non-recurring items. That is extraordinary transaction. Extraordinary transactions should be disclosed separately. Should be disclosed separately. But standard is there for this also. I think AS4. है ना बेटा? I think. So that is the unusual transactions, exceptional transactions, unusual, exceptional, non-recurring. It will not happen every year, beta. Should be disclosed separately. Should be disclosed separately. You know, what is this, beta? It will be discussed in the AS1 and AS4, I think. In accountants, it will come, sir. What is this unusual transaction? Unusual transaction. है ना बेटा? For example, beta, unusual transaction means there was a fire accident in the factory. Because of fire accident, so almost 90% of the stock was destroyed. So the current year there will be loss. It will be shown because total value of the stock will be debited to P&L account. So because stock was destroyed by fire accident, so the total stock we have debited to P&L account. Because of the profits are decreased, but shareholders will feel that company is not performing well, company is making the losses. But in fact, the company is running into the profits only because of fire accident. This was happened. That does not mean that directors are inefficient. Something that is beyond the hands, but the accident will not happen every day. That is an unusual transaction. So this stock value should disclose separately. Highlight this. Then shareholders will understand that. Users will understand that. Who are the users of the financial statements we have discussed yesterday? Management, shareholders, suppliers, lenders, employees, government. They can understand that it's an extraordinary activity. Currently, they are making the losses. This is not due to inefficiency of the company, due to some unfortunate event. Disclose it separately so that they will not be misguided. Who? Users of the financial statements. So then books of accounts are to be true and fair. If you're merging with all other things, that is not fair. No, it will not happen every year. Just because current stock was destroyed, how can you say that company is worst company? Don't merge with all other transactions. Disclose separately. Then that is fair. If you're merging with other transactions, that is not fair. Next, exceptional transactions. Exceptional. That means every year this thing will not happen. For example, in 2020, Corona came. Because of that, industry was affected. Education industry was affected. Every year that will not happen. So because of some beyond our hands that Corona was happen, because of that education industry is affected. One education institute is there, it is a company under Companies Act, and the profits are less current year because of the Corona, COVID. There is an exceptional case. Every year that will not happen. It is not due to inefficiency of the company. That is beyond our hands. A non-recurring item. For example, government is giving a grant. Government grant received government grant. I think standard is there for government grants also. AS11, I think. है ना? I think, sir, I'm not sure. So, government grant is received, sir. Government grant will not be received every year. It's exceptional case. So, because of the government grants, income is increased. है ना? Don't merge with all other income. Disclose separately. Disclose it separately. Yes, sir. No, sir. Then books are said to be fair. If you're merging with all of transactions, that is not fair. No, because it will not happen every day, every year. Shareholders may confuse, creators may confuse, है ना बेटा, employees may confuse, है ना, they should not be confused, they should not be misguided to take a decision, है ना. So accounting policy should be followed consistently. In case of change, disclose separately as per AS1. All extraordinary transactions should be disclosed separately, like unusual, exceptional, non-recurring items should be disclosed separately, and prior period items. What's prior period items, sir? Accounts, it will come in the accounting standards. Prior period items should be disclosed separately. Should be disclosed separately. What is a prior period item, sir? Prior period item. In accounts, we will discuss about prior period items. Extraordinary transactions should be disclosed separately, and prior period item should be disclosed separately. Prior period item means it is a transaction related to previous year arising in the current year. Why? Because of error of omission in the previous year. That is a prior period item, sir. I'll explain you what is a prior period item. It is the income or expenditure related to previous year, however arising in current year. Why? Due to error or omission in the previous year. So previous year only we should debit it, sir, or credit it. We are unable to. Why? Because of the error. Identify the transaction current year. That's why we are debiting current year. That is a prior period item, beta. I'll give you one example, sir. For example, sir, we are in the financial year of 21-22. For example, 21-22. The financial year 1920 and 2021. Employees filed a case on the company for the revision of the salaries. Employees filed a case on the company for the revision of the salary or hike in the salaries as per the particular law, some labor laws. So they're filing a case in the court of law. When they filed a case in the court of law, 1920. But decision is given in the 21-22. The court said that in the current year, you have to increase the salaries of the employees retrospectively from the previous years also. You have to increase their salaries retrospectively from 1920. So, salary in the P&L account, salary for the current year 10 lakhs. Salary for the previous years 5 lakhs. It is a previous year salary debiting in the current year. Why? Because employees own the case current year. So we are paying the salaries from previous years cumulatively, retrospectively. Yes or no, sir? So because of this transaction, current year profits are reduced. Yes or no, sir? But shareholders, suppliers may feel that company is not performing properly. But you have to disclose this item separately. Why? Because this will not happen every year, no beta. Current year profits are reduced to 5 lakhs because of this item, beta. Because we lost the case. है ना beta? We are changing the method of depreciation. For example, we are changing the method of depreciation. Because of that, we are debiting the extra depreciation in the current year. It's a prior period item. Which item, beta? Prior period item. So any income or expenditure arising in the previous year, but we are recording in the current year because of the error or omission in the previous year. That is the meaning of prior period item. Accounts work will explain this concept better. then mean that is the accounts concept, sir. So they should be disclosed separated. Don't merge with all other items. In the balance sheet, you have to highlight that. In the P&L, sorry, in the P&L, you have to highlight the transaction. You have to highlight because it is not a ordinary transaction. Here I am highlighting, beta. So company has to highlight that. That is the proper, beta. It is true and fair. If not highlighting, no, that is not fair, no. Next term, true and fair view means accounting policy and the company has to prepare the financials on the accrual basis as per double entry system. Prepare the books of accounts. Prepare the books of accounts on accrual basis. Which basis, beta? Accrual basis are under the double entry system. Because this is allowed as per AS1. If you're not following the accounting stand, if you're not preparing the books of accounts as per the accrual basis and a double entry system, your books are not fair because stand is saying something, you're doing something else. That is not fair, no, beta. You have to follow the standards by preparing the books of accounts because being a shareholder, you'll assume that everyone is following the accounting standards, but you're not following. That is not fair. Samajh mein aaya, sir? Clear na? This is the meaning of true and fair. These 12 points you have to remember. Once again, what is the meaning of true? What is the meaning of fair? True means truthfully. Without hiding any negative or information, don't boast it, don't degrade it. That is the meaning of true. So show how it is supposed to be. Fair means transparently. Okay, ऐसा है वैसा ही बताना, है ना? So it is a fun. लिखो sir heading. Keep the heading. True and fair question was asked 3-4 times in the exam, sir. Will ask you what is the meaning of true and fair. लिखो. It is the fundamental concept of audit. Next. It is not defined anywhere, that is, it is not defined in Companies Act, it is not defined in the SCS, Standards and Auditing also. Next, true and fair view, the concept of true and fair view is discussed. The concept of true and fair view is discussed under section 128, 129 and 143. 143. Next, as per section 128, books of accounts are said to be true and fair if it can able to explain the transactions effectively at register office and also at branches. Because as per section 128, every branch has to send its accounts to register office periodically. If you remember from the accounts of the chapter, as per section 129, the financial statements are said to be true and fair. Said to be true and fair if it is complied with schedule 3. If it is complied with schedule 3, otherwise not true and fair. Next, accounting treatment should be as per accounting standards. Accounting treatment should be as per accounting standards which are issued under section 133. Next, as per section 143, it is the duty of the auditor to express the true and fair view opinion on the financial statements which are examined by him. Next, true and fair view means assets of the company should not be overvalued, should not be undervalued, and should not be omitted. Liabilities of the company should not be overvalued, should not be undervalued, and should not be omitted. So write the example also, sir. Next, accounting policies should be followed consistently from period to period. Accounting policies should be followed consistently from period to period. Next, extraordinary transactions. Extraordinary transactions should be disclosed separately, like unusual transactions, exceptional transactions, non-recurring. Everywhere this will not happen, but that is non-recurring transaction. Next, prior period items should be disclosed separately. Prior period items. What is prior period items, sir? It will be discussed in the accounting standards. It is discussed in the where, sir? Accounting standards, sir. Income or expenditure arising in the previous year, but we are showing in the current year. Why? Because there are omission in the previous year. है ना बेटा? Next, last one. Books of accounts are to be prepared on the accrual basis and under double entry system. Otherwise, the books of accounts are not said to be true and fair. है ना बेटा? So this is the concept of true and fair, sir. Very important. So in the first class, we have discussed how to approach towards the audit. Then we have seen the meaning of the audit. Then we have seen the definition of the audit. Then we have seen the why is auditing. Auditing is conducted to express true and fair view opinion. So what is true and fair view in the current class? So we have discussed what is the meaning of true and fair. True and fair. So remaining part we'll see in the next class. Have a great time. Enjoy the day. Prepare well, sir. Take care, sir.